This is the Viltrox 56mm f1.7, and apparently this is the best bang for buck portrait lens for APS-C. Well, let's find out. Yo, what's up? I'm Gabby, you're watching Ray Studios, and this is the Viltrox 56mm f1.7 review. This particular lens is for Sony E-mount, so it's been around for quite a while for the Fuji X mount, but well, now this edition is very warm welcome. By the way, Viltrox did send me this lens for review, but this video is not a sponsor. They did not pay me, neither they told me what to say. This is an unbiased review. Okay, with that being said, let's get this puppy out of the box. There is something I really like about these Chinese companies, that even when they're producing what seems to be a budget lens, they are still very generous. Look at this, they have included a very nice carrying bag. The whole packaging feels very good. We have a quality control, warranty card, and of course we have the instruction manual that, now that they're making fully autofocus lenses, well, they're pretty big. And of course you also have the lens that comes wrapped in this plastic bag to avoid moist and dust. The lens, first impressions is it looks really good, very solid. We have a metal mount with a Type-C port for future firmware upgrades. Here we can see the front element and it looks pretty lightweight and compact. We do have a 52mm filter thread and it comes included with a lens hood. This lens hood is made of plastic but feels pretty good. It is a petal-shaped lens hood, and I like these little markings that indicate where the lens hood goes in and where it stops spinning. Then the plastic on it is actually very solid. The body of the lens is actually made of metal, and the focus ring, even so I think it's plastic, it is very good plastic and it turns very smoothly. This is how it looks mounted on my Sony CVE10 APS-C camera. So as you can see, this is a very small lens and it seems very well put together. It makes for perfect balance on this camera. This is one of the smallest APS-C cameras on the market. So it is very small, and the lens being so small makes for perfect balance. It's not front heavy, I can handle it with one hand. I don't feel any pressure on my wrist. So yeah, so far so good. Now let's take a look at image quality. When it comes to image quality, I gotta say that even so I have some high expectations for this lens, I was still very surprised with the performance on the Viltrox 56mm f1.7. This lens has been around for quite a while, but on the Fuji X mount, and I did watch some videos on YouTube and everybody is talking about this lens, saying that it's so sharp and so good, and I was thinking, is it really at this price point? It's gonna be hard to make, but yeah, indeed it is. It is very sharp, straight out of f1.7, and was very surprising in a way is that sharpness kind of like goes all across the frame. So it's not like it's sharp in the center and soft on the corners. Even wide open, it retains all the sharpness all the way very much to the very edge of the images. If you stop it down, it becomes perfectly sharp straight from f2, and that vignetting, it is very light when wide open. It's not something drastic, but if you stop it down to f2.8, it's basically very hard to even notice it. Okay, with this kind of sharpness and almost no vignetting and almost no distortion, of course there's gonna be a lot of chromatic aberration, right? Well, no. The chromatic aberrations is extremely well controlled. So I took some pictures that were with the light directly into the camera, very high contrast situations, just to test if the chromatic aberration is there. And yeah, at f1.7 there is a very tiny little bit of chromatic aberration. It is actually even hard to notice it, and it is not offensive on any way. It is something that you can, like, unless you are really looking for it, you don't even see it. And once you stop it down a little bit, f2, f2.8, well, it completely goes away. I haven't noticed any lens flare or drop in contrast when shooting against bright lights, which is also something that is very, very impressive. I did take all the pictures with the lens hood on, well, because it can include it with the camera, so why not? So that probably helped a little with flaring, but so far the performance on this lens is actually mind-blowing. Because the autofocus was so responsive and accurate, I adventured into street photography. As you can see, most of the pictures were of strangers on the street and scenes that I was like looking around as I was walking. I was on the subway, I was in the shopping mall, I was walking around my neighborhood. Most of these pictures are like just taken within a fraction of a second. I was just looking at something and snap really quickly, and the lens was very responsive. Some of these images do have a high ISO. You might notice a little bit of noise. That's because they were on very poor lighting condition. But still, the way this lens performs when it comes to autofocus, sharpness, and overall image quality, it is very, very impressive. When it comes to the autofocus during video shooting, it is actually quite good. It is very confident, it locks into my face and most likely into my eye, and the same when it comes to photography. It is actually very good, very snappy, but it is a good video lens. Well, not so sure about that. Here is a clear example of handheld footage with my Sony CBE10. This is how it looks like with active steady shots, and it is a lot better. I think if you combine this with slow motion, you can pretty much get away with some pretty clear, stable shots. But you can always avoid jitters and shaky footage altogether by just mounting your camera on a tripod like I'm doing right now. Footage is gonna come pretty good. I believe that Viltrox make this lens to kind of like prove a point that Chinese companies, they can be better than Japanese companies. I don't think there is any other lens out there at this price point that perform this good. Like, you can achieve optical greatness for a very low price. So needless to say, this is highly recommended. By the way, there is going to be a link in the description down below with an affiliate link, but this link also takes you to an 8% discount, so you're definitely going to get the best possible price out of the official Viltrox store. So I make sure to put that on the comment section down below as well as the description. Yeah, if you have any APS-C camera, well, mostly Fuji X or Sony E, this is a must-have for portrait photography. It is excellent. And by the way, as you can see, also pretty good for street photography. Okay guys, that's it for me. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If you're planning to buy it, please make sure to use my affiliate to help this channel grow. And I'll see you on the next one. Adios amigos.